Where do you think EB-5 will be 3 to 5 years from now?
EB-5 is here for the long haul. We're creating 10 new American jobs for every investor that moves forward. Their investments are going in truly rural and high unemployment, which the Reform and Integrity Act, they realize that these are people who want to be here, that want to contribute, that are doing it for a better life for themselves or for their children. Those are exactly the type of people that we want to bring to our country. We're a country of immigrants. I think EB-5 is in a very, very good place and will hopefully continue to be flourishing.
Thank you so much, Noreen, for joining us this afternoon. It's a pleasure, and I'm very excited to be chatting with you.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for taking the time to come to the CMB headquarters.
So I want to jump right into it, and I want to learn a little bit more about CMB. Can you walk us through CMB's journey and tell us how you enjoy a 100% track record of success with projects, as well as returning $1.5 billion in capital to investors?
Okay, great. Well, it starts with my father, Pat Hogan. So CMB will be in business for 30 years next year. We're one of the oldest, largest active regional centers. And the path to where we are today is somewhat simple. Pat founded CMB with the philosophy that if we take care of our clients and if our clients are successful, we will all be successful. And so that is the foundation that Pat laid for us almost 30 years ago. And what we've done as an organization is we've stayed conservative and we've stayed disciplined in that approach by always putting our investors' goals first, which are green card, return of capital, and then we always talk about that third goal, which is some small nominal return that they can see every year, see that the project's progressing. That's really been our guiding North Star that has led us to where we're at today. And to your point, I mean, at different points in the immigration cycle, first, clients are very concerned about that green card. But after they get their green card, their next question is, when do I see a return of capital? And so we always want to focus on not one, but both of our investors' goal, green card and money back. And that's really what has led us to where we're at today, is the discipline and the conservative approach of our investors' goals.
So talking about the industry or the ecosystem at large and in general, there are obviously a lot of changes happening in the EB-5 space. Where do you think EB-5 will be 3 to 5 years from now?
When you take a look at what EB-5 does, not just for like the United States economy, right, but for like the ecosystems within the cities, it's incredible. And so I think EB-5 is here for the long haul. And I think that I'm on the Hill frequently based on my position with IIUSA. I'm a vice president there, but then also just through CMB, making sure that different offices understand the value that EB-5 brings. We're creating 10 new American jobs for every investor that moves forward. Their investments are going in truly rural and high unemployment, which the Reform and Integrity Act ensured that truly money was going into high unemployment because there was some gerrymandering that happened before. But I think that people are starting to realize how wonderful EB-5 is for America, but then also they're realizing when they start to hear stories of these investors that come through the EB-5 program who are incredibly vetted, right? I would argue at times too vetted, with their source of funds going back 20 years. They realize that these are people who want to be here, that want to contribute, that are doing it for a better life for themselves or for their children. And those are exactly the type of people that we want to bring to our country. I mean, we're a country of immigrants, of hardworking immigrants. And that's exactly what these EB-5 investors are, is they want to come here, set up their business, or continue working for a good firm here and providing for their family. And so I think EB-5 is in a very, very good place and will hopefully continue to be flourishing in 3, 5, 10 years from now.
So you're on the Hill a lot, like you mentioned. What key legislative changes do you think there will be on the next 6 months? Because there's a deadline coming up on September 30th. We all hope the program will get extended, but what have you been seeing at the Hill that gives you that positive signal that yes, things will move in the right direction?
Yeah, so like you said, I've been on the Hill frequently. I mean, the last 6 months, probably about every month. We were trying to get a just 5-year clean, we call no changes, reauthorization of the program when we were getting fiscal year 2026 funded. So far, they've passed 11 of the 12 packages that actually have to fund the government. We were trying to get on that last, they call them the mini buses, when it's not an entire, like all 12 get funded. And so while we weren't successful in getting a clean 5-year reauthorization, what it did is it demonstrated, though, the support that we had. But what we walked away with is that we really do have a lot of support, and those ongoing efforts that we've been making since the Reform and Integrity Act was passed to make sure that people understood within their districts, like what EB-5 has done. We're really seeing the support both from the Republicans and the Democrats, but I am confident that hopefully we don't see another lapse in the program. And so when you take a look, we have Jim Jordan is the chair on the House side, and his staffer has actually reached out to USCIS and asked, what changes would you want to see in legislatively for EB-5? Is there anything that needs to be done, or how do you feel about a 5-year clean reauthorization? And they said, like, the Reform and Integrity Act is working as expected. We have the ability to do anything we need via regulations. And so they said they didn't need anything from Congress. Then you look on the Senate side, you have Senator Grassley, and his staff hasn't had the opportunity to connect, or prior to the minibuses getting passed, to connect with USCIS, and they wanted to do the same. And so that's sort of the holdout that we have is Grassley's staffer for the judiciary said that they wanted to confirm with USCIS as well, just to make sure and see if there is anything that they want to add. And like I said, as long as it's reasonable and makes sense, I'm in for more integrity.
Yeah, it's for the betterment of the program and the investors.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So outside of CMB, I know that you're the vice president of IIUSA. How does that organization, or how are they trying to shape what's going on the Hill with respect to EB-5's longevity?
IIUSA, it's the nonprofit trade organization for all EB-5 stakeholders. And I see IIUSA's role, and then subsequently, like my role with IIUSA, is to ensure program integrity, program longevity. And so IIUSA, again, we're getting on the Hill, we're doing all of the right things. And one day, although I don't know if it will happen, I hope one of our main mission statements, right, of ensuring longevity gets removed because we get permanent authorization of the Regional Center Program, and wanting to make sure, again, that the right players are in the industry, keeping investors safe, and having a platform for good quality information for people who have questions about EB-5.
Great. Well, I'm holding out hope myself. And I think it's just when I started learning about the program for the first time eight years ago, I was surprised at how interwoven it is in the American economy. You have airports that are being built on American capital that the average American wouldn't know, right? But it, in many ways, is a bedrock for us. So here's to hoping.
Yeah,
5, 10, forever.
I mean, and that's the point we were trying to make, which is when you take a look at the benefits that EB-5 brings to America and to Americans, you look at other programs, like we used the example of new market tax credits, opportunity zones. Like, while those don't have immigration benefits, like those have different tax benefits or different incentives. And those programs were introduced after the EB-5 program, yet we're not permanent and they have become permanent. And those cost taxpayers money. Ours doesn't cost taxpayers anything. And so we were really trying to push that narrative forward about EB-5 is good for America.
Yeah, and I think track records like yours are just an attestation of how successful the program can be, and how beneficial it is for the American people.
Yeah, and the more they hear stories about the investors, like, the better it is too. And so I always love being able to come with stories from our investors and businesses that they've opened, and how their kids now get to go to American universities, and then they're being able to buy houses and start a family here. To me, EB-5 is sort of the gift that keeps on giving to to America. Always looking at ways to, again, continue to make the EB-5 program better.
You're fighting hard on all fronts.
That's right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
My last question is, there are some folks who would be on the fence about the program, naturally, because it's not a small investment, and obviously it is life-changing for the better. With the September 30th deadline, what advice would you give to people who are actually thinking twice or deliberating whether they should do this now versus later? Because we're just 6 months away. Obviously, the process does take some time. So what would you suggest to them?
Great question. And since we have 6 months and someone knows about the EB-5 program, I would tell them you should have enough time to be able to, your source of funds, get that figured out, and then find a good quality project. Don't rush that. You have 6 months. Make sure you're doing your due diligence. One of the things that concerns me anytime that there's an anticipated rush is that prospects make a rush decision and they don't think through, or they don't have the time to vet a project. And I get concerned as we get closer to September 30th that people will get pushed to make an investment decision before they've had the time to be able to do their due diligence. And again, their source of funds is just as important.
Absolutely.
And so I would tell people, if you have the time and you can make it before September 30th, you absolutely should, as long as you're comfortable. And then I would say, if you don't make it, that's okay. We didn't have the grandfathering provision before 2022. And again, I feel confident at this point, as we sit here today, that we should see a 5-year reauthorization. And so I would say, put your investment and your source of funds ahead of beating a deadline if you're not able to. Because in the end, if you make a rush decision into a project you haven't vetted with a regional center that doesn't necessarily have a track record, or you don't finish your source of funds, you might end up
with the wrong project.
With the wrong project, maybe not a green card, maybe you're not your money back. And so to me, that's, again, it goes back to investors' goals. I never want someone to be pressured into something. I want them to make sure that they have time to do their due diligence.
And it's, I mean, in some ways, metaphorically, a two-way handshake, right? Because just as much as you're being scrutinized with your application, you want to make sure you're working with the right regional center and the right project, and you're confident about that 5-year plus investment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Noreen. It was an absolute pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you. It was wonderful to be with you.
Thank you.